This is one bar.
Oh, you're live.
Hey guys, we are
I'll work it.
we are live.
You think?
I am going to do a couple things. Oh, I need a microphone. We are live, and I'm going to do a couple things so that we can get started. Chris ran away to fix my internet issue, and we are live for our Saturday morning date. Super excited. I'm always excited to do this. It's been a few weeks since we have went live for a date morning live. But man, so much has been happening, so much is going on, and we just kind of want to give you an update and also help and inspire you to think about this on another level. So if you guys don't know what this is our bring your coffee, bring your questions, and let's cut through the noise and let's get real. Chris and I talk through our challenges or what we're working on for this week, because just like everybody else, we are entrepreneurs. We work together in business. We're partners in business and in marriage. And
I'm back.
You're back. So we're partners in business and in marriage. So we share our journey with you guys. So drop your comments, drop your questions, and we're going to answer them here live. Bring your coffee. I got my coffee that Chris made for me. He makes me coffee every morning and brings it to me while I'm still in bed. Thank you, Chris. And then when I travel, I feel like a lost puppy. I don't know what to do because I don't have coffee in bed. I'm like, oh my God, I have to go get my own coffee. Sometimes, Go ahead.
Believe me, I feel the same way. It's funny. I feel lost that I don't have these rhythms or these things that I honestly I place a lot of value on them for myself in doing this for you.
Thank you.
So when I can't do it, I feel like a little piece of me is gone. And so I'll be honest with you, I try to look for the nearest Starbucks, look for whatever. 8 times out of 10, it doesn't work the right way, because if you're getting up at 6 o'clock, most places don't open till 7.
Yeah, except for Starbucks.
Yeah.
So he tries to Instacart it to me.
Yeah, it works sometimes.
And when it does work, it's highly appreciated. It's worth it, because he even gets them to write the note on my coffee cup. If you guys follow me, you know the note he writes on my coffee, like to-go coffee cups. So when he Instacarts it, he gets the people to write the note on it for me.
Yeah. Little tip is if you're doing from Starbucks, you got to actually change the name on your profile if you're doing Starbucks.
Oh, that's how you do it.
And then you got to flip it back. That way you're not ordering next time and you're like, hey, order for Sexy Ass Wife.
Yeah. That's how you get them to write it on there. He changes the name. Oh, okay. I get it now. But yes, we are live right now. Unfortunately, if you're following me on my personal profile, I cannot change the settings to public. It's a new thing with Facebook, but we're also streaming. Oh, I have more people viewing from my professional, which is Libby DeLucian profile. Great. So yes, we're trying to trans over to Libby DeLucian profile, which is my professional profile, because there's so many restrictions with Facebook. I can't make things public, and we want it to all be public.
Yeah.
So that's great. So we'll get started. We don't do this every Saturday morning, but we do it a lot of Saturday mornings, and it's our ritual. Every morning we do a date morning where we have our first cup of coffee together. We take we walk 3.5 miles.
Mm-hmm.
And it's our time together. It's intentional time together, which is so powerful, and it helps us personally, professionally, helps our marriage, our children, helps us set our goals, and it helps us stay aligned. It's microtherapy.
Yeah, and I was going to say it's not, even though we walk, it's not that we're walking for the sake of, yes, we are exercising.
Oh, we're not walking for exercise.
No. And we don't have structured conversations. We don't pre-plan anything. It literally is just life.
And sometimes I'm so upset at life I don't talk.
But hey,
Hey.
every single day, the same thing, the same motions, and things get broken down. Like you don't have this buildup of emotion or frustration or angst or this wall in your relationship because every single day it gets broken down.
Yeah, and even like, guys, I've gotten so many messages of gratitude for the book and just the journey, but I still have bad days. I still have horrible days. And our morning date helps me get through those horrible days in business that just seems like you're drowning, or you're setting yourself up for failure, or your team up for failure. And just from an entrepreneur standpoint, I have to say that the morning dates help me through it, whether I don't say a word, but I get to spend it with my husband, with fresh air and a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
It makes every day better, just doing those small intentional things.
Yeah, half the time we're going to bed and we're like, oh my gosh, I just want coffee right now.
Can we just go to sleep, wake up so we can do our morning date? It's been great.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Friday wasn't a great day for me. I had to have some hard conversations. I had to have some difficult conversations. I had to ask some employees if this is where they really wanted to be. I wanted to keep them, but it seemed like they didn't want to be here. I had to call some people out for a few things that are difficult to have that conversation about. And it wasn't like the best Friday ever, but it was still better than my worst day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you-
oh, go ahead.
But you got to go through the suck.
Oh yeah, and every level there's a different suck, guys. In every level, everybody's like, Libby, you make it look so easy. I'm like, oh no, this shit still sucks sometimes. Don't worry. It's just different. It's a different suck. It's a different struggle. It's a different conversation. It's with a different team member or level of team member. It's just different. So what I wanted to do was talk about a challenge that we have a coach. I retain this coach for me personally. Ow, there's an ant, I think, biting me. I retain this coach for me personally. We're outside in Florida and
Fire
the bugs
ants.
never die. Ow. For me personally, and he wanted to also work with Chris. And so I was like, yeah, sure. Because he was really helping me through some of the things that we were working through, because we launched some new stuff. The book launched, and for all of the people who pre-ordered my book and have bought my book, I see you. I am so grateful. I love you all. It's been an amazing journey to wake up and see like pictures of people holding your book.
It's an amazing pick me up.
Even Chris is so moved by it. You just can't believe like how someone he knows, even me, I can't believe like how I could create this in other people, but we all can. And if I can do it, you can do it too. But back to the coach, he challenged us to say like, what's your 5 years look like from today? Who are you? And we all go to that. Well, I want this many users and I want this much money. And he's like, no. If I was to meet you at dinner and I haven't seen you in 5 years, like, hey, Chris, how you doing? What you been up to? You're not going to say, well, I'm $10 million and I have 20,000 users. No.
Yeah.
You're not going to say that, but that's where we put all our value on. And so he worked with us independently.
Mm-hmm.
So even though he's a coach I retained, I even told Chris today, I said, man, I'm thinking of just like letting him just coach you.
Yeah.
Because of the transformation and like the value Chris is getting. But I want to talk about 5 years. And I want you guys to all ask yourself these questions. And I think those were great for our marriage. The reason he had us work through them independently was because we can't influence each other.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you want?
Mm-hmm.
What do I want? And then do they come together somewhere?
Mm-hmm.
So I really wrote, like, when he told me you have to productize, and Chris said this to me the other day. What did you call it? It was productizing the outcome.
Productize the outcome. You got to productize the outcome.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't, it leaves everything subjective, too vague, too loose. There's nothing that you can really like nail down and say this is it. This is something that I learned through the book launch, through getting everything prepared, is there's another level of focus and drive that happens when you productize the outcome.
What is productize for everyone who's listening?
It's such a clear set goal. It's such a clear set focus and scope on this is literally the end target. This is what we are trying to hit. In a way that's designed so that there is no assumption. Everything is black and white.
There's no feeling or emotion.
There's no feeling. There's literally, this is what you need to execute on and hit this. And if you don't, it's black and white. You either win or you lose.
And so I want to get back to the black and white and color. This is how we think. Not when I said black and white and color, I'm like, whoa, this is how we think. We're going to get back to that in a minute. But Chris, keep going about how do you productize something, and how, when we originally wrote our first version of 5 years, what happened to you? I wasn't in town when you met with
right. So this was like this. I'll be genuine. Like, this is a week and a half ago. So not that long ago.
No.
But what happened was when I went and I gave my 5-year, I told him, just generally speaking, I want to be able to like just kind of, fly out wherever, jet set, just feel good, not being in the day to day, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And he got pissy with me. He kind of got like straightforward, and he's like, look, you're not giving it to me. And then he had a hard conversation with me, and this is 45 minutes of him like just drilling in. And
the only text I got was, man, did Lee lay it into me?
Yeah.
And I was like, is everything okay? And he didn't answer me. I had flown out for a funeral. I flew back home for a funeral. And Chris's message was like, man, or what did you message me? Man, he laid it into me.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you okay? Is everything okay? Like, what happened?
Yeah. And what he said is that I speak in color. And although this can be great at times, and for certain situations, said basically, I need to speak black and white. I need to think black and white, because when I speak in color, I can't get the point across. I have no clear definition on what's next, what the outcome is. It leaves everybody around me with this kind of like dis-ease, this uncomfortable, like unsureness of like what's going on. But when I speak black and white, I can still have the color in between. But when I speak black and white, even though it seems like it's straightforward and blunt or direct,
you get what you want.
I get what I want, but no. But he said that what you end up having is people who respect you more, because you can speak black and white, because you can speak directly and tell it like it is, say what you want. And this is the thing, is to say what you want. And I was laughing as he started to say that, and then because he's like, I want you to think of a phrase that you can like recall or pull up to help you kind of build this idea of black and white. And I laughed hysterically, and I'm like, I know what it is.
What was it?
and he's like, go ahead, give it to me. And I said, what do you really want to say? Cut the bullshit and just effing say it.
Oh, that's one layer deep.
It's one layer deep.
The mindset of one layer deep.
It's the mindset. It's the personal. What do you really want?
It's the personal application of one layer deep. Yeah.
It is. And I laugh because I'm like, I know exactly what to say. And instantly I already knew. And I'm like, okay, game on. And so I just got chewed out for 45 minutes on this call. And he told me that basically everything that I was saying was too vague, too assumptive. I wasn't saying what was at my heart. I didn't give him anything that he needed. He said all this. And he told me what I want you to do for the next week is to actually write down, think about every time that I was not black and white.
Did you write it down yet? Did you think about it?
No, but I thought about it.
But we've been calling each other out.
Yes.
Well, I call you out. You don't call me out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're always black and white.
I'm always black and white. I want to get into this topic and how this actually changed our marriage. or how we saw this actually in our marriage.
Yeah.
When you're done. Are you?
Yeah. No. And so I want to tell you, like, what I ended up going through the last week is a lot of it was, yes, thinking back at what was black and white and what was color. And, honestly, like, what did I mess up in the past? Like, because I was speaking in color. And I can tell you that I've fractured a lot of relationships. I've honestly had a lot of people quit violently over
quit our companies.
Yeah. Because I spoke in color, because I was not black and white, because I did not have this clearly defined outline on what it is.
Yeah.
But when I looked back and I said, why, for the times that I spoke black and white, for the times that I felt so confident in myself that I spoke clearly black and white without the color, there can be color, but it has to be the black and white, the outline is what were those times? And I looked back and I was like, okay, so we went to dinner and there was these times where I felt just so on point on the way that I felt, the way that I engaged with the bartender, whatever it was. So I was sitting down, we were at a bar for dinner. And I said, like, the way that I felt and everything was like, I walked in confident. I was wearing my tight black pants, fitted shirt. I felt on point. I just worked out. As I sat down, my posture, I was literally like, my shoulders were back. I was steady breathing and I knew exactly what I wanted. It was like, I want this with this. So I'll tell you, like, I want a sparkling water with a wine glass, no ice, and a lime.
He's a bougie water drinker, guys.
But I'm dead serious. Like,
yeah.
you don't understand how many times I go into a restaurant and this simple thing of asking for a sparkling water, bottled sparkling water in a wine glass.
I'm laughing because this happens with our carnivore diet as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a wine glass, no ice, with a lime. To get that out of me in such a clear and distinct way that somebody understands it and they get it to where they actually bring it the right way is really hard to do.
No, and even ordering your food is even harder. I'm like, just tell them what you want.
Yeah. And so just the whole process of being carnivore honestly has helped me understand that I got to speak black and white. I got to, like, say what I actually want in the most direct way possible without any explanation whatsoever, which is the hardest thing to do.
It's not that hard. So we have some people on here watching: Teresa, Heather, Joanne Brachia, and Joanne Brachia said me too, and a highlighter as well. Color and a highlight. And so this was really great. And, this is the first time ever me and Chris have been in groups together, peer groups together, masterminds together. We were in SAS Academy together, which was great. Phenomenal. Changed Chris, changed me, changed our business. But I have to say, this is the first time I hired a personal one-on-one coach that I see twice a week and he sees once a week. So that's 3 calls a week we're getting.
Yeah.
I have never actually had a one-on-one coach for Chris has never really had a one-on-one coach. And he's talking to us independently. One, trying to see like, okay, where does this not line up? Where's there's misalignment? And he always asks my permission to make sure, can I talk to Chris openly about this? I'm like, absolutely. But I didn't realize I knew I was black and white. With the aphantasia thing I have and how I lack the ability to envision and imagine and daydream, which could be really boring. Then I have to done because I don't get distracted as easily. I'm very black and white. And then I didn't really realize what Chris was doing. I actually thought, guys, that Chris was trying to undermine me or one up me with the way he talked to me. I was like, if your spouse is like talking to you and I'm like, can you give me the definition of that word? Because I don't actually understand what you're saying. I'm like, what's that actually mean? What do you mean? Like, and
here I thought she was undermining me by asking the question.
And I'm asking a question because I literally don't understand what he was trying to say. And then working with this coach, he's like, Chris speaks in color. Mm-hmm. You speak in black and white. Libby, he's like, you're very checkbox, very list, very like, this is what I need. This is how it is. He's like, But Chris speaks in color. He needs to inject the emotion and the why and to justify it.
Uh-huh.
But you're just like XYZ. And so I literally thought at sometimes, especially I didn't think this recently, but early in our relationship, I was like, does he think I'm stupid? Like, because there are little words that he would use that I would have to like go and Google. So I'm like, wait a minute, I've never used it in that context. I know what that word means, but not in that context. So I'm like, is he doing this to me on purpose? And then I got, as we grew as partners, and I said, well, man, he's just smarter than me. That was kind of the assumption that I got to, was like, man, he's just super, super smart. My vocabulary is not that high. I'm not formally educated. I come from a tough background. I know how to work with my hands. You know, I'm a teenage mom. I had Billy when I was like 18, 19 years old. And I just know how to work. I just know how to get things done. I know how to execute. And then Chris comes with like all these big words and sentences. And I was like, oh my God, he's just so much smarter than me. I was like, or is he just trying to make me feel less smart?
Yeah.
And then I would ask him, literally, I'm like, can you explain the definition of that word to me? And he would explain it. So then he got offended because he thought I was trying to undermine him by asking him to explain it. But I truly didn't understand what the hell he was talking about.
So you can imagine the first 8 years, I think it's the first 10 years, because we're on 13 years together, right?
Yes.
Yeah. That there was this disconnect in our relationship that we didn't really pin down, and we couldn't understand like what healthy relationship actually looked like. But because she lived her life black and white, and because I lived mine in color, there was this weird tension, this weird confusion that caused this dissent, this like uncomfortable feeling.
So we have Lucy on here saying, I'm terrible at speaking in black and white. And then Heather says, black and white versus color, eye-opening. So I would really, so this was I knew I spoke in black and white. I've learned a lot about myself over the years. I've paid a ton of money for coaches and mentors, but I never really realized like that Chris was speaking in color with all these like extra words or extra context.
Yeah.
I just thought like, oh my God, he needs to over-explain everything. I'm like, just tell me what you want for dinner. I don't need the scientific answer or the reason why you need this for dinner. Just tell me what you want for dinner.
Yeah.
And so we've learned that over the years, but just recently, we've also learned how it can affect your business.
Yeah.
Because Chris is highly involved in some of the businesses. So we have, I don't know how many businesses we have. We have One Layer Deep, the software. We have Woot Recruit, Sell Convert Clean. We have Organize It. And then we have our books, the books. But when this was an eye-opener for Chris this week.
Real quick. You also have the building, the social house.
Oh yeah, the social house. Yep.
Don't want to
It's
forget
not
that.
a business yet.
Right.
It will be a business soon. It's a passion project right now.
Yeah.
It's a money pit. So we just had a really, really hard conversation just recently about this in business. He was writing a job description for me.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I need you to write the marketing's job description for a particular company. And I looked at it and I was like, is this done? And he's like, yeah, kind of, but the KPIs aren't done. And I looked at it and I was like, I don't even understand this.
Yeah.
I'm like, it just sounds like a whole bunch of fluff. It's great in some aspects. And then in some, it to me, it added layers of complexity that didn't need to be there.
Yeah.
And so I took that job description and I rewrote it to just black and white. Here's black and white. And I gave it to the employee and I said, do you understand this? She goes, absolutely. This is super black. Like it's completely understand it. And so look at your partner in business or in life, or even your kids, or even just yourself. If you're by yourself, are you communicating in color when in fact you need to communicate in black and white? And this is true with recruiting. your job descriptions. When you have a meeting, are you beating around the bush because you don't want to have the difficult conversation?
Yeah.
And are you speaking in color? Do you know how many times I've seen Chris speak in color? And I'm over here texting him saying, oh my
I
God.
dance around for 15, 20 minutes.
I'm like, I'm texting him and he's in a meeting and I can hear it. I'm texting him. I'm like, get to the point.
And I see my phone bling light up while I'm on the meeting. I'm like, redirect.
And are you running your business? Are you running your life? And don't get me wrong, color's fun.
Mhm.
Color is the imagination. It's the ideation. It's the vision. But there's a very, very particular time and place for that color in your brain to work, to be involved in. And there's a very, very important time where black and white needs to happen. And black and white is for the norm, not the exception.
So can I speak to my people who think in color real quick?
Yes.
What I had, the picture that I painted in my head, for those that can see it.
I cannot see it. So, sidebar, this is the first time. So I have this one-on-one coach and I am his most challenging and interesting coaching customer he's ever had because I cannot envision. And every coach, that's their go-to. I need you to envision your goal. I need you to think about your future. I need you to run you through this exercise and think of who you are when you step in that room. I can't do it.
Yeah.
He's like, every time he goes to say something, he's like, and I'm like, yeah. He's like, never mind. Can't use that exercise. Can't do that. Can't. And so a lot of coaches actually teach in color as well. And he said, Libby, you've brought a new level. I cannot teach you using vision.
He had to relearn how to coach.
He said, I have to literally relearn how to coach without relying on you envisioning your future because you live in the day-to-day.
Mhm.
Yeah. Anyways, I thought that was fun.
So there's a couple things I want to carry away as I talk to, again, the people who think in color. And then I want to kick off into how this applies with One Layer Deep. But for those that think in color and those that just can't get it out, for myself included, is that I imagine it as if you have this beautiful painting and you're painting and you have all these vivid colors, you're splashing it on the paper. But there's a problem. And it's that I don't know, there's something not right about this picture. It doesn't feel connected. It just doesn't feel right. And after hearing the coach talk about black and white and how I need black and white in certain situations, you could still be color, but you also need the black and white to deliver, to execute. And so it clicked for me and I was like, I get it. Like when you're painting, when you're drawing, you need those clearly defined outlines, as we call productizing the outcome, the clearly defined outlines in order to pull a picture together, for it to really make sense and to feel connected.
Mm-hmm.
You need the black and white in the outline for it to make sense. And so I took that away. I took it to heart over the last week. And I tried as hard as I could to make every piece of my conversation, everything, black and white. And now the way that I did this also is that I needed to find ways to create that pattern, create that repetition, because thinking in color is one thing, but actually trying to apply it is a completely different thing. And so what I had to do is I had to apply black and white by using the One Layer Deep method. The mindset is, what do I really want to say? Cut the BS and just say it.
Do it.
And so what that ended up doing is it like changed the way that I was thinking about everything for myself. And it created this extreme clarity because I was thinking in black and white. Like I'm dead serious. Like it created clarity for me in my brain, this full of color. I'm
aphantasia. He's hyperphantasia.
Yeah. I'm on the other spectrum.
Yeah.
And so I stepped in, and by the way, I had the call, I think it was 2 days ago with the coach, the second week after he chewed me out completely. And then I came into this other call, and he was like halfway through the call, he's like, look, like I'm speaking to not even halfway through the call, like first 5 minutes, he's like, I'm speaking to a completely different Chris. He said,
Who are you?
like, who are you? He talked to me and said, like, tell me like what happened in this last week that I saw you that changed. And so I went through all of this. I talked through it and I said, I'm even look, and then I fold my camera down. I'm like, look, I'm even wearing the black pants. I'm not wearing them right now, but I'm even wearing the black pants as I described it in the situation on what things triggered me to execute in the black and white and what we now define as my persona, which is the new Chris.
Yeah. And so I love this topic. So no, life is not black and white. I always say I'm a gray boss, right? Because our policies, our job descriptions are black and white, but life happens and that's okay. But we have to set, so for me, black and white is the first level of communication. It's stating what I want or what I want the outcome to be, removing all emotion or filters. Then to me, then we can add color about the why or how should this feel. But first we have to state it. We have a ton of employees, and what I saw is the color is the dancing around the difficult conversation, right? And I think that sometimes we speak in color, yes, because we are hyper, like you said, you're hyper fantasia. Your emotion, your imagination runs wild, and it's like you can see it. And Chris is like, I can literally see it, and I'm like, well, I can't, so I don't care. Like, and I can't see it. I cannot see anything. I close my eyes and it's black. I can think it. I can think through it. So I'm very black and white in how I communicate and how I do things. But I think there's a balance that first we have to communicate in black and white. So we set expectations. That's the foundation. That's our standard in life and in business and anywhere. And I think that the reason we do that, oh, thank you. Yaya's giving me an orange. Thank you. I'll set it right here. Thank you. The reason we do that is, I think, yes, it's our imagination and our vision, but I also think it's a lack of confidence, because to speak in black and white is scary. It's a matter of fact. And
it's not well received.
No, it's not well received. You have to be okay with that. But I'm getting ready to teach a teach on from invisible to influencer for SaaS, for the SaaS boardroom, for SaaS Academy, for Dan Martell's SaaS Academy group in October. And I'm like, man, this is intimidating. One was I used to be in that group as a member, and then they're bringing back to talk on how do you go from invisible to influencer in your industry?
Influential. Yeah.
Influential in your industry. And this is one of the ways. It's, yes, you have to speak in black and white, and when is appropriate to speak in color. How do you get a point across? Like, how do you get across the point that you're trying to make? And so much of it has to do with confidence. I think sometimes we speak in color because we have self-doubt, or we lack that confidence. Or what I found out Chris was doing, why he spoke in so much color, he was trying to overcompensate because he always looked extremely young for his age.
Mm-hmm.
And so he tried to talk. How would you describe how you try to talk?
Well, I mean,
how you try to communicate.
Yeah,
very
I communicated
professionally,
very succinctly. Actually, not succinctly.
No,
but
he used big words.
No, but I use big words because, again, like I grew up and I was trying to make a name for myself, by the way, when I was younger with audio, and even things like trying to go to a bar, because I was setting up audio, I was setting up equipment and stuff for bands inside of bars. I'm 21, by the way. But when
he looks 13.
But when you go to a bar, I'm talking about like a bar, cigarettes, liquor, stuff like that. But when you go to a bar and you go in and you're trying to shuffle equipment in and like get things set up, and the person, let's just say the bouncer or whoever, they don't even ID you. They say you're not allowed in here. And then you have to explain around it, and they still don't get it. That's what I had to grow up with, is people turning me away without, like, literally, I didn't even get a chance. And so I built this alter ego, I'd say, of speaking so much in color to try to get around if I spoke black and white of what I really wanted, people would just dismiss me as a kid, as just some little child, is what I thought.
Yeah. And so, back to the like life, it isn't black and white, but we have to state that black and white to kind of get the outcome we're looking for, to get what we need from our employees, to get what we want from our marriage, right? Because like half the time I didn't even know what he was talking about. Chris, in our marriage.
Yeah.
I'm like, could you repeat that in simple words? But man, have we found that it speaking in too much color hurts your business tremendously. Like when I was reading the job descriptions, I had Chris write. Chris got upset with me because I had said, and so we have this thing where he'll get upset with me because I will say something and I'm like, stop taking it personal.
Yeah.
Stop. Just stop.
Like mid-conversation, she'll just throw that out.
I'm just asking a question. Stop it. You're taking it personal. You're too colorful. Stop. Or he'll start filling me full of crap in his conversation. And I'll be like, black and white. You're adding too much color. I don't understand what you're saying. And so we've really learned a lot but we didn't have names for it until like working through this. We didn't really have names what was happening. And I want to read a statement that Lucy said. And I believe this, Lucy. And so if you're in my 1 layer deep challenge, right, my 1LD, I have a 1LD 90 challenge going on. And it's 90 days. You could do them all in 2 weeks, but I broke it up into 90 days. So it's like micro moves. And a lot of people, we won't say who you are, but some people have said, man, she's mean. Like, man, if you want to get yelled at, get on the live because she's going to yell at you.
No, but they crave it. They say it because they're like,
but they're joking, but they're not, but I'm not that person. And so Lucy said, Libby, what you said is exactly why I struggle. I got bullshit in color from coaches for years. Daydream about the future, create a vision, but no one gave me the black and white. That's why what you bring is so transformational. And so I'm not trying to compete with any coaches at all right now, but if you follow me or you're in my challenge, the other day I posted, I don't understand why you can't do it. Like there's no reason. And so I brought Chris on to help me explain, like, if you're struggling,
if you think in color,
how do you, here's how it can help you. I think in black and white, and I just don't understand the excuses. And I do understand excuses. Like I have kids, like we have business, we have a marriage. By no means is it perfect, but I'm not the like, let's envision and you're not going to get that from me. It's going to be like, do the hard thing. Let's do it today. It sucks. Get the suck over, but tomorrow will be different. And the lead coach Lee, his name is Lee, really, really helped me understand that I'm a checkboxer. I just check boxes and I get shit done and I just check the box and we're like next. And I think in a very, very like here and now today, I have a very hard time with envisioning 5 years from now because I wrote my 5 years from now and I told Chris after that, I could do that by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need 5 years. I'm like, I could do that by the end of the year. Screw 5 years.
Yeah.
And so now I'm trying to accomplish it by the end of the year, which is in 3 months. But I'm not that. And I think maybe because, man, I am so grateful and I am so like moved and I see all of your messages. I do have a team of people who help me make sure that I see all the messages, but just like, man, Libby, like the way you communicate, it's different. The way you talk is different. And to Lucy's comment, I think it's because and here I'm having a transformational moment. I think it's because I'm unlike any other coach or mentor. I speak to you guys in black and white. I'm not speaking to you in color. And it's just in black and white. It's like, here's the checklist. Here's the stuff you got to do. I resonate a lot with Alex Hormozi because he's very black and white, very checkboxy, very like got to do the sucky things. I don't resonate with him so much because he don't have kids. I'm like, well, yeah, if I didn't have kids either, I could put 2 sets of headphones on, drink some caffeine and take some nicotine hits as well and get even more done. But I resonate a lot with him because I'm very, very black and white. You don't see color from me. And maybe that's what draws people. I don't know. But the coach who retained, I said, "Am I your hardest student ever?" He goes, "No, you're actually the easiest because you call me on like the whole baloney of like, let's envision exercise." He's like, "No, I actually have to figure out how to coach you in real time
Yeah.
without this whole let's envision the future." Cause he's like, you can't envision it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to Lucy's point, and I think where the things get really murky is strategy versus tactics.
Yeah.
The way to explain that is that a lot of coaches approach the idea of strategy, and a lot of it is about talking in color. But what's different and what's hard to hear is the tactics is the black and white. It's the outline. It's to say that you're drawing the picture by outlining it first and calling this art.
Yes. So we talked about this the other day. I just want to stop real fast.
Yeah.
When he says drawing the picture, I said, when we color, we have an outline, right? An example is a coloring book. Yaya, this morning we went to breakfast. She was coloring the Care Bears, and the Care Bear had a black outline. So it helped her stay in the lines. And then she could use her colors to color in the middle. So that's, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. No. And so this black and white, as I learned it and applied it this last week, I realized what was going to make me change or go from color to black and white. And I realized there was the one layer deep. What I say is the mindset is about you personally. The method is about how you apply it externally. But the mindset is, what do I really want to say, or what do I really want? Cut the BS and make sure that's actually what I really want, and then just go and do it. But I realized that what one layer deep is doing, and I'm telling you this now because I haven't told you, is what one layer deep is doing is it's creating that clearly defined outline. And we say one layer deep is an accelerant for anything you apply it to. So all of these pretty pictures that are all in color, that have no outline, that you've been given,
that you paid a lot of money for.
You paid a lot of money for.
Maybe in programs or in courses or in mastermind groups.
But it's this pretty, gorgeous, beautiful picture that has no outline. But what one layer deep does is it creates the black and white around it, and it accelerates anything you apply it to.
Yeah.
And so if you're in a coaching program, you still need to apply the one layer deep method to make sure it's executed.
Because that's why if you're in a program or a mastermind group or a peer group or a coaching group and it feels confusing, it's because it's all in color, right? You have to apply the black and white to capture it, to document it, to organize it, to distribute it, to create that foundation for your business or your life. It's crazy to just, if you just think back, and I'm with all of you guys, like think back. I love the groups I've been in. I love the masterminds. I love the coaching, but there was an element missing, and I struggled with that element that was missing for a while. And I applied it in my own way. And that's what one layer deep is. That's where the book comes from. I'm not teaching you strategy. I'm teaching you tactics. And that's why sometimes I come off as a little brass or direct, and that's okay. But sometimes but that's the way I communicate. But man, just the one thing I want to say to her is, like, if I can do it, if I can speak in black and white and capture things and take those programs, or if I can do this and I can have multiple companies and a great marriage and a great relationship with my children, and we got 3 houses, 2 houses in a building. I think I'm going to turn the building into my house. I don't know yet. Anyone can do it. Any woman, any mom, any house cleaner. If you're a house cleaner, you can do it. There's no reason why you can't do it. It just might be that you're thinking in too much color.
But it's there. No. It's there. You're thinking in color and you're doing things in color, but it's there. You just need to outline it.
Outline it, like the coloring book. Super simple. It's like a coloring book. If you just have no lines on the piece of paper, it's just going to be a mess.
Yeah.
It's just going to be a mess everywhere. But if you even looked at what's the famous artist like the Picasso, where his abstract paintings
Mhm.
are still
Van
have a
Gogh.
black,
I don't know.
still have a black outline.
Still have a black outline?
Yeah, still a black and white outline. Yeah. And so if I can do it, you guys can do it. There's literally nothing special or different. I don't have some sort of special education. I'm like, if you guys, so what I had to do, what made it different for every single person out there, is I had to stop thinking in color and start thinking in black and white and make it down to its simplest form possible. What did I want? Stop the BS and just do that hard thing.
And so the 1LD90
Mm-hmm.
is an application of black and white in small chunks each day. And I think that's, for those people who think in color, is a great way to start to get into the idea of creating that outline for what's already there.
Just like a simple coloring sheet. Like I said, the Care Bear sheet. Who remembers Care Bears? I want you to put I in the chat. Yaya's like, what's a Care Bear? She's 7. I said, hey man, I had Care Bear. I had a Care Bear when I was a kid. I think my mom still has my Care Bear. And Charlene said, I love this. I needed to hear this. I need to do the outline. I need to do the outline. And so one layer deep, the mindset of it, the simple, it's a game plan. And inside my game plan, I have micro plays. What's your game plan? Is it your cleaning technician game plan? Is it your onboarding game plan? Simple, simple, simple. I don't even care if there's nothing inside of it, like just the outline of the game plan.
Mm-hmm.
Then next you can add those micro plays inside of it. But you don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to have it all figured out. Do you know how many versions, guys, I've been through of, let's just call it my 5-day onboarding for a new cleaning technician? My original version was horrible. I shot them with my iPhone sitting in my living room, about 65 pounds heavier. My hair looked like a hot mess. And I look at those videos now and I'm like, what was I thinking? And I've been through 3 versions, but every time you do it, it gets better.
Mm-hmm.
But I think because we go straight to the color, straight to product, right? Straight to design. We're like, oh, well, I got to have a studio and I got to do this and I got to do that. Versus like, what's the outline? Just create the outline.
Yeah.
I have an 85-point checklist for onboarding. There's your outline. I give you guys the outlines everywhere. Everywhere I'm giving you outlines. The middle is up to you guys. It's up to you because the middle can be anything, but the outline alone is where the value is. And so Heather said, you bring the clarity, AKA black and white. I do. So is 1LD90 on the weekends too? Lucy? Yes, it is. I will be going live today, but it's very simple. Here's the thing. It's 90 days, but it doesn't have to be 90 days. It's 90 moves. I told Chris I made a mistake by calling it 90-day challenge. It's 90 micro moves. It's 90 tiny little moves. You guys, if you're signed up for it, you can do all of them. You can do like 10 of them in one day.
Yeah.
They just literally take 5 minutes.
Yeah. And so we are going to be kind of making it more accessible so that if you're starting with us from day one, we can go ahead and just knock them out and you'll get the text notifications of the next one. Originally, we just wanted to kind of like pause each day, but for those that can actually start to learn to execute black and white, they need it faster.
Because I told them, if I was in this challenge, I would get bored. This is slow, but I move very black and white. I'm like very to the point, and and that's okay if it's made to go at your pace.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be every day. If you want to skip the weekend and say, I'm going to catch up later, you get the text message of every day's challenge at the end of every day.
Yeah.
So you can do all week in one day.
And it picks up when you pick up.
Yep. And so, yes, so I'm doing the 90 moves, one move every day. Lucy, I've already pre-recorded another 90-day challenge, which is called the 1% lighter. If you want to feel 1% lighter in your business, it's all about subtraction. How do I get rid of stuff?
Addition by subtraction.
Yeah, addition by subtraction. that is 90 moves, but literally every one I record, and I haven't released it yet. I already recorded all 90 videos, but you could do them all in 2 days.
Yeah.
Like, and so I'm going to stop calling it a 90-day challenge, and it's 90 moves.
Yeah.
You can do those moves whenever you want. So I don't want you to think if you missed it or you're not signed up that you can't do it. No, it's self-paced.
And we're going to make sure that you can jump in from day one and catch up.
Yes.
And be with us there for every single live, to actually be there with everybody else actively working through it, which is, I think, really exciting. We've seen a lot of people engaging and commenting in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So let's wrap this up, Chris. I think there's a great topic. Like, so before we wrap it up, do you have anything you want to say?
No, I love it because this is my therapy. By me sharing it with you guys, it helps me to learn it and apply it in a better way.
Well, I said this in the 1LD90. To learn, you must teach, right? To learn, we must share. You can't keep it all inside. You got to share. People learn from us sharing. People learn from us sharing our struggles or our lessons or our wins. My one thing I want to leave with you guys today is, when you think of your 5 years, what does your life look like? I don't care how much money you have. I don't care how many customers you have. I care if I was to meet you 5 years from today and we were to shake hands and I say, hey, Lucy, like, hey, Heather, hey, Charlene, Joanne, how you doing? What you been up to? You're not going to say, oh, well, I have 800 recurring customers. I'm $5 million. No. You're gonna say, oh my God, I've been great. We've been traveling. Yaya's homeschooled. Austin's getting ready to graduate. When you go to write these things down, write them down for what's important to you, not what's important to your industry, your peer group, what's important to you. And I think when you write these down, it changes the way you look at your business, your life, your marriage, your kids, and your day-to-day. Yeah. All right. I hope you guys have a great weekend.